And this is Stock Shots. Now, please remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you my opinion based on things that have happened in the past. So always look to your left. The charts will tell you what may happen. And of course, do your own due diligence, aka your research. I'm just giving you my opinion based on support, resistance, supply, demand, and some other indicators that may be on the screen. So, with that being said, enjoy. And here's another episode of Stock Shots. All right, welcome back to another episode of Stock Shots, and this time we're going to be going over the stocks in the TSP fund one more time. So that's going to be the SPX, aka the S&P 500. We're going to go over that one first. Then we're going to go over the Dow Jones Industrial, the aggregate bond fund, and of course the international fund. So let's get started with the S&P 500, aka the SPX. So last week we were talking about how this fund had room to move up. So essentially we're looking for a continuation of the current move, which is it started here at 41.41 and we're looking for it to end around 45.35. So once again, this is going to be a nice move up in your TSP. So from last week, we have seen a 6.74% increase. So altogether, we're looking for it to get at least here. So altogether about a 9.9% increase. Now, that's not saying it's going to happen, but that's what we're looking for, okay? And generally, if you see a candle that looks like this right here, that will signal a pretty good bullish move. So this week coming, we're looking for another bullish move. So our previous week we had this week we have this. It's a continuation of what we've already seen. And so far, it looks like we're going to continue up and at least meet our price target here. Now, if this goes with seasonality, which means the market will start moving up for about the next 4 months to 5 months, we could see a higher, more bullish move. And we'll go over every week to see what areas we should look for so we can keep our money into our particular funds. Okay, so that was our first one. That was the S&P 500. Let's look at the Dow Jones Industrial. And that's going to be with ticker DWCPF. That's going to be with the Dow Jones US Completion Total Stock Market. Now you can look at these a couple of ways, but the reason I'm looking at this one is because it specifically relates to your fund in TSP. Now you can look at it with the DJI as well, but this is one of the other ways to do it. It will relate a lot easier. Now before we talked about it being in a channel. Now a channel is generally going to be represented by price bouncing from one area to another area and staying in between it. So essentially, we've seen it just been bouncing around. Now, we've had a down week in the Dow Jones Industrial. That's not a bad thing. Sometimes when you get some of these bullish candles like this, you will see a slight pullback. Now, this is something that I'll teach later. It's actually in our course that we're developing at the moment. You want to kind of look at these large candles and kind of break them in half. This is not a bad thing right here. What this is doing is going back and grabbing orders from this area right here in the candle that were missed and is going to most likely take them further up. So this is a slight pullback for a continuation up. Now, if you're like, I'm not sure if I want to get in, let's do some generalities here. Now, easily you can do a trend line here going down. And let's make sure it's just, there we go. So this is our trend line, right? It's going down. Now, at this moment, you have a break, but it did not close above your trend line. So what you can do is wait for a trend line break and confirmation. So you can wait for trend break and confirmation. And you want to have that with good volume. So anytime you have a break of a trend or a break of a, let's see, a structure, you want to have that with good volume. Now, so far, what we're seeing here, it bounced up. It may come back down. We want to see how this works. So essentially, once this price action goes above this red candle and it closes above that red candle, we're looking for it to continue up in the channel that we have marked down to the 18.52 or 18.53 area, or 18.52, 18.53 area from where it's at right now, which is 1665. All right. So that was the Dow Jones Industrial. Now, our next one is going to be the Aggregate Bond Fund. Now, this one, let's see what we were talking about. So we're still here, and this is called a doji. So this is a thinking candle. It's not sure if it wants to go up or go down, but most of the price action was positive for the week. So that's why I ended in the green. All right. So right now it looks like we're at an area that we were previously. So right here, this was support. Can it be turning into resistance here? Because it doesn't look like the price action or the candles want to go above it. So it seems like the price action or candles want to kind of stay below it. Are we looking to see if this movement up, this bullish movement, was a retest of this resistance just to continue down to this area? Or are we looking at a little bit of consolidation or channel move to then go up further? So now this is going to be a wait and see area. So we're going to do one of these, and we want to wait and see. So we're going to wait and see here. We're going to see what happens with this bond market. Right now, it's undecisive. It's not really going up. It's not really going down. It's right in the middle. So the best thing you can do is wait, because if you wait, you can't lose any money. If you jump in and you're wrong, you can lose money. You jump in and you're right, you feel good about yourself, but it could have gone both ways. So the last thing we're going to look at right here is the international fund, and that's going to be with ticker EFA. And usually you'll see the tickers right behind in this area of all of our charts. So we're doing it in the 1 week, and here is our ticker, EFA. So the same thing we're talking about with the bond fund, same thing's going on here with EFA, the international fund. We had a very bullish movement coming from here at the $55 range. We had a bullish move up. That was great. Now we're in a consolidation. So we really want to see, is this going to be a consolidation to another breakout? So this going up to here and then surpassing it? Or are we looking to see a distribution? So that's part of the market phase, is distribution. And that means we saw a downtrend to a bullish move to a consolidation or distribution move. Is it going to continue lower now? So right here, we saw a very bullish week on this candle. This one here, we have another candle that's not very strong. It's not giving you a lot of direction, but here's the thing. It hasn't closed above or below that last week. So we want to wait and see, but this definitely could be a continuation, because it looks like it came down about halfway through this candle, and it may have collected orders to continue up for the week. So as we see so far, if we went through, we have some international fund look like it could continue up. The SPX looks like it could continue up. The Dow Jones looks like it's going to be doing some sideways motion, and the aggregate bond fund looks like it may be doing some sideways motion as well. So that's your outlook for this week in the stock shots on your TSP funds. I hope this was helpful. Leave a question or a comment in the section below, and of course, give us a like. I'm trying to help you out here. So there you go. I hope that was good for you, and tune in next week. We'll have another episode.